Hi, welcome back. You might be wondering why things are looking like this. Well, today I'm going to start with talking a little bit about body dysmorphic disorder or body dysmorphia. Body dysmorphia is a mental health condition where people can be caught up by a perceived flaw in their appearance. This flaw is often imagined. However, if there is something physical, some sort of difference or perceived difference, then its impact can exponentially be blown out of proportion. And it could be something that other people don't even notice or regard as a flaw. I mean, have you ever had a cold sore or little spots on your face? Things that most people don't even notice unless you point them out. And this has always been my mistake. When I was at school, if I had a cold sore, I would spend the full day trying to cover it up. So that would be a full 6 hours where I would try to stop people from looking at me or seeing this tiny little blemish on my face. And the problem was, I wanted to do anything to stop people from seeing it, from noticing it. But unfortunately, the thing that I would do would actually draw people's attention. Now, if I knew how to, I would have used makeup or done something clever. But I didn't know what makeup to use. I didn't know how to use it. I didn't know anything clever. So I would simply put my hand up against my face. And this just drew more attention. People would be asking, what you doing? Why have you got your hand there? And eventually, you would have to tell them and they'd have a look. And whereas before they wouldn't have been bothered because you made such a big issue out of it, they would then take the mick. Now this isn't the same as body dysmorphic disorder, but it gives a little example of the extremes, the things that people perceive and the way we get things wrong. I mentioned in a previous video when I had my dut on, my beanie hat, I wear it when I'm feeling a bit self-conscious. So even today I still have these little tricks, but instead of holding my hand up, I wear my hat, or I cover with my scarf, or I wear my big thick clothing, even when it's hot. In truth, being able to wrap up naturally is one of the reasons why winter is my favourite time of year. But body dysmorphia, it can be a different thing for different people. My issue is simply being ugly. I've already said that for some, the flaws are imagined. However, sometimes they are real. There are differences, but exaggerated. Well, I know mine's real. People have tried to tell me that I'm biased, that it's my mental health. And in mental health services, they talk about rational brain versus emotional brain. The rational brain needs evidence. You might have somebody say to you, if you're in a court of law, you've got to show them your evidence. I do have evidence. And I'm not just talking about my bias when I look in a mirror. I'm talking about the fact that I've been told over and over again that I am ugly, that I'm disgusting, that I'm a freak. From being a teenager up until rather recent, this has been an often occurrence. When I was younger, I would walk down the street with my head turned downwards at a 90-degree angle. I'd be staring directly down at my feet. The reason I did this was because quite often, whether individuals or gangs of boys and girls, some older than me, some younger than me, they would shout out and they would call me names. They weren't very imaginative. It was your usual thing, Quasimodo, freak, or just plain ugly. Girls would wolf whistle, and when I would turn around, they would laugh. They would make mock vomiting noises. Boys would just say what they thought. I remember once I was on a bus, and at the back of that bus there was a gang of lads and lasses round about my age. They were taking the mick, calling me names. I tried to ignore them, but that got a bit hard when they started to chew up pieces of discarded newspaper and throw the spit-covered balls of paper at me. Then one of them got up, ready for their stop, came up to me, and they just said it. You are the ugliest cunt I have ever seen. And then he spat on me. I can recall being called an ugly cunt 4 times in my life, spread out from being a young kid to being in my 20s. So I know that I'm ugly, and no matter what people say, no matter how often, what they try to say, or how they say it, I will not believe otherwise. However, I don't need to believe. You see, the thing is, people are more beautiful when it's on the inside. I know this is a load of cliched rubbish. It is. I know it is. It's oversaid, it's overused. And it's something that some people would say, well, that's what an ugly person would say, wouldn't they? And they're right. But so am I. Because who would you rather have? Would you prefer a stunningly attractive person who absolutely loves himself, cares more about their looks than their personality? They make fun of others. And the reason they do this, the reason they are like this, is very possibly because that's all they have. No wit, no substance, just an empty frame. Despite my belief, I've been out with some really beautiful people. I can't believe it myself, but it happened. And what was wonderful was not only were they beautiful outside, but they were incredible inside as well. And if they weren't, I wouldn't have wanted to be with them. I would prefer somebody who were warm and kind, caring, supportive, funny, sensitive, all the things that we should actually care about. Not a very scientific one this week, not very mental health skill orientated, just facts and a little bit my opinion. So with this video, please don't take away the sadness, certainly not my history. Be kind, especially to yourself. If you need support, please seek it out. There are people who can help, and there are people just like you, just like me. Thank you for watching.